training, this leadership retreat, is that it all happened by way of connections. You know, people connecting people. But as it relates to leadership and personal growth, as you increase in value of becoming a better leader, is putting other people in a position to win. And you do that by connecting people with great people, leaders from all walks of life, all different age groups, backgrounds, whether it be church related, sports team, in a school, in a manufacturing company, that there is nothing new under the sun. Truth is truth, and leadership principles have stood the test of time, and that doesn't change, right? But the application and maybe the strategy to implement.
There will never ever be 100% support for one particular idea or one particular decision. If you have mutual respect, if you have the right relationships intact, the right core values in place, then as long as people are heard and then we make decisions as a team, then ultimately there's buy-in. The most important thing is to have buy-in so that we're moving the ball down the field, one team, one mission, one vision, right? One beat, one drum. The issue really lies in, or the problem is when there's no buy-in.
This breaks the monotony of what you see someone doing in just a traditional setting of a keynote presentation. And this is really my element because it's laid back, it's casual. That allows people to connect on a much different level. Obviously, open the day with some opening remarks, and just to really, I guess you would say, frame it up. We're going to talk about what are some core characteristics of a great team, and then we're obviously going to talk about some of the solutions as we wrap up, chop it up, and break down what's going to be the strategy and how we're going to tackle moving forward. We're going to break off and go outside and do some cool team building activities there on site. So that's the focus today. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great time. I'm probably going to learn from them just as much as they learn from me, because I believe in being a lifelong learner and remaining a
surprise you, but everything I share today is not going to be anything that's going to be earth-shattering information, because I read a book and it says there's nothing new under the sun, right? So therefore, I'm not going to tap dance, do backflips, introduce you all to any information that you haven't heard before. I actually, a gentleman, a writer by the name of Samuel Johnson once said, people need to be reminded more than they need to be instructed. People need to be reminded more than they need to be instructed.
I am Tanya Rogers, Accounting and IT Manager at Murakami Manufacturing. We have gained a lot of knowledge from Jeremy. I recommend Jeremy. He is very charismatic and has a lot of energy, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Obviously, you all don't want me to come here and pat you on the butt, right? Have a little pep rally today and send you back to the office and say, well, there was no value there was no meat, there was no solid food. I think that there's an issue with stories. A lot of times we hear the stories, we hear the end result. People don't do a good enough job of talking about the journey. They don't talk about how it looked like in the rough draft, what chapter 1 looked like, the mess they ran into in chapter 3. I think that's a problem because people don't like being exposed, right? What are you willing to change? What type of adjustments am I willing to make? Because the sad truth is that everybody wants things to change as long as everything stays the same.
I'm Michael Rodenberg. I'm the president of Murakami Manufacturing USA. I'm working with Jeremy, and this guy has something to offer our team. I've got 4 sessions that were just amazing, and the feedback that I got from my employees, thanks for investing in us. And I think that's one of the things that Jeremy does so well, is that he's able to just a really good job of taking stories and thoughts and ideas and bringing them together so that we can look at our lives and see what we can do better. And I couldn't stress how much that Jeremy is able to help individuals, and I would highly recommend him for to work with a company or an organization that is wanting to really make a difference and take their team to the next level.
And so we also have to think long range about the legacy that we're leaving and the type of leadership that we're duplicating and the culture that we're creating that will allow this organization to continue operating once you step out, once you're gone, once you peace out, once you're retired. The new waves of young people and leaders step into roles. It's becoming increasingly more and more difficult to create buy-in, to deal with personalities, because all you see, we have this culture of everybody knows how to master their selfie, but nobody knows how to master their self. And what they don't realize is that the decisions that they're making for their children right now not allowing them to learn some of the things that they need to learn about communicating with people, relating to people, working through situations when you don't like it, when you don't feel good, when it doesn't go your way, when it's less than desirable. These young people, when life gets tough after school, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. When life smacks them in the face, they're not going to bounce back very fast.
My name's Angie Miller. I'm Administration Manager at Murakami Manufacturing. But what I have taken from Jeremy is not only become a better leader, but also a better person. It exudes just everything from you to be better at everything you do. Family, work, mother, father, brother, sister, whatever it is. So he's a natural at what he does. So I recommend him for any training whatsoever, leadership.
People don't have relationship problems. You know what people have? People problems. So therefore, you don't really have teamwork problems. You don't have team problems. You simply have people problems. And really what it gets down to is we have to find a way to disengage with our own personal agenda of really what we feel like we want other people to believe necessarily, and find a way to connect with them on a personal level so that they can see what's in it for them. Because at the end of the day, the reason why our relationships and our teams aren't moving the way that we want to is because we don't have enough trust to create the right amount of transparency, and without transparency and without vulnerability, we can't really talk about what matters. And if you can't talk about what matters, guess what? Then you never get around to holding people accountable. Teamwork is no longer embraced.